Hello there, it's me, earthmanbrick, and we're back with another MDF kit. And it's another from Warcradle Scenics. It's the Dunsmouth Trader's Gear. Look at that, it's all old style vehicles. Crates, lobster crate cages, a couple of benches, and whatever the hell these things are. I mean, it all looks great. Pretty happy with it. Oh, and someone else is happy. It's Poppy! There you go. Little squeaker. You want to say hello, Pops? Oh, you're a good girl. So, yes, I'm looking forward to cracking on with this. Let's just do a few little details. So it comes on 3 sprues, and yes, the thinner sort of sprue frames. I have checked through this. There's absolutely no push-outs at all on this piece in particular. But there's a very efficient use of the whole sprue frame, which is probably, no doubt, why we've got so many nice little accessories. Yes, it's looking forward to making this up, and I'm going to crack on with it. I'll put on the time lapse as per tradition, and I'll jump straight onto it. So we'll see you again soon. Bye for now. Hello there, and we're back. And here they are, all done and dusted. Took about 2 hours to make these bad boys up. Yeah, and I'm pretty damn happy with the results. Especially happy with this. How this part actually folds and rolls right round. Not seen that before in an MDF kit. And I freaking love these cars. These are freaking perfect. I've added little rhinestones here. There's some pearly ones, and there's some more transparent ones. And yeah, they look dead good. I did actually, unfortunately, break this part right here, pushing it in, because I was pushing it in from the top, which obviously wasn't very strong, and so I busted up that beam, but you don't really notice it, and a lick of paint will quite nicely sort it out. Now, there's not too many games where I would actually use these things at all, but I really love the look of them, and I just wanted to try this kit out. So, what else am I going to do to tidy these ones up? Well, you've got bits on the top here. You can see the little, what is it, sprue tags, I think they're called. So I'm going to clean all those up using a black marker pen. You can see it's especially bad on the wheels. But a little black marker pen just going around those areas will clean up most of that. And then, oh, I've already added some wooden stirrers in the back here. In fact, let me take a hold of the camera because it's going to be a bit easier to show you. Because the autofocus is playing up a bit. So, you can see we've added in that there. And that's to kind of hide the backs of these, because you can see the obvious slots and bits there. And so I've covered those up, and it's actually added an extra layer of reinforcement. And I'll just be adding on other various bits. Probably old MDF sprue bits and things. And you can see the slots there. That's what it's like on that bit. Now, this kit also comes with scatter terrain. Oh, I should also say as well, there is an option for these doors to open and close. And I really like that you can just do it flat like this, or you can attach these parts so the doors swing open and close. Personally, you don't get the choice on this vehicle, and so they just randomly swing open and close. You could probably just glue them in place, which I might do. Yeah, it works out rather nicely, and unlike the TT Combat vehicles, these ones actually do have a little bit of an interior, where you've got the steering wheel and you've got the seats in there. I think it's easier to see it on this one. Maybe not. So this is all what remains of the push-outs and the bits that I've not used. I couldn't actually see where this bit went. No idea what that's for. These round bits are for the headlamps, but instead of having them big and sticky outy, like they are on this pic here, I've just used the rhinestones. So I think they're a bit more dapper. So that's our push-outs. I suppose I should also show these, which is the empty MDF sprue frames, which is pretty cool. There's them all there, all the various colours. That's a really nice colour. What is that? It's like a turquoise. Very nice. And then of course there's Zeus one, which I haven't actually finished yet, because there was a lot of these bits and pieces that I just wasn't up to doing really. Like this is meant to be the fish barrels, these parts here, but I think these might be better served as cogs for a future build, and yeah, I might figure out something else for these. There's the lobster cages, but I thought these bits would be way too chunky and I might make them up later. And this is more kind of cages. I think this is for trolleys, for holding the fish. Not too sure. That's them on the picture there. So you can see that barrel's not very convincing. And yeah, this... But anyway, there's the crates as well, which I have assembled. So that's what they look like there. You've got the optional lid if you want to have that on or not. And you can have it half open and have nets and things hanging out. Use your cheese nets for that. So what I've done is I've tidied up those edges just using card and your food packaging. And I think that makes it look a lot nicer. And see, it gets rid of those obvious slots, as well as on the bottom here. And what I've done is I've just scored it lightly with a pin, just to create the illusion of the wood grain. And we also get the park benches. This is what they look like normally. And this is what we've done with it. So you can see it there. I've tried to hide these little slots. And I've also whittled it down a little. So just using a knife, just to cut into it ever so slightly, so it doesn't look as... the edges aren't quite as harsh. I think that works. Very simple. And again, I've scored it in to add in some wood grain. We'll see if that turns out alright or not when it gets painted. And this is a last cage that we have here. I might do a similar thing. Well, I'm not too sure. But these crates anyway, they can sit on the back of here. He says, but it's not going to fit now. Okay, they're supposed to fit on the back there. Let's see if this one will. Yeah, you can get one of them on the back. I'm not sure it needs it though. I kind of like it being empty. And what I was thinking is I'll paint these up, spruce these up a bit. And then I was thinking a practical use of these might be to add orcs and have them like a kind of a wacky racy style orc trucks. That's one possibility anyway. But anyway, enough faffing about, I'm gonna paint these up, put on some finishing touches, and we'll see how we get on from there. See you again soon. Bye for now. Hello there, and we're back. And how did we get on? Well, I thought I'd start off first with the scatter terrain. So what I did was I thought I would show the pieces first that didn't have all the extra bits of card that we manually added on. So this is them here, and because I only have two hands, I think it's going to be easier if I take this out of the stand and just hover over it manually. So what I've done is I've used a mixture of paints and washes and stippling in order to create the overall colors. And you can still see the slots there, and not as obvious as they were before, but they're still kind of there. And I tried to gunk the holes in this one up, not entirely successfully, but I did whittle the edges using a knife, which does improve it. I maybe should have done it with the crates, but it looks good enough. So that's the ones where we didn't add the card, and this is the ones where we have added the card. I think you can see quite a difference. You can see the contours there. The lines that we etched in haven't really come through, but that's okay. I think it still looks more than good enough. And we've got this one here, and yeah, I think that's turned out top notch. If I'd included the cross plank there, like I did on the top here, I think it would have looked even better, but time being a constraint, I just went with that. So yes, it's definitely worthwhile adding card to the trims and adding card planks overall, I would say, if you're wanting to go for that extra level of detail. But as you can see here, you don't really need to. Oh, and the green mash that's on it, that's just the usual mix that we do. And I think it really adds to it on those. We also have the lids here. As I've added the corner pieces here, the lids. Look at that cat hair. And yeah, it doesn't add that much, but yeah, it's good enough. And then we've got this one, and this is where adding the green stuff, or the green mash I should say, which is just made up of green paint, PVA and toilet paper. You can see how well that works. And yes, it's hidden up a lot of the slots as well. Great work. But we did also add card to the trim and those edges. But yes, very happy with these results. I think that looks great. So it's we've only had to do a little bit of extra work there. But see on these, the actual vehicles themselves, I think these have turned out brilliantly. Yes. And the only thing we've actually added to these ones is the rhinestones for the lights. So that's a kind of a pearly style light, a rhinestone, and this is just a kind of a slightly reflective one. Yes, I think it works an absolute charm. Now to get this paint effect, what I did was I used a turquoise and kind of painted it all that sort of bluey turquoise color, and then went over it with a mixture of like burnt umber, burnt sienna, and then a subtle highlights of orange just on some of these edges, and little bits of silver here and there. For the tires, I've just gone over it with a black marker pen, because why waste black paint? And then I covered up the slots with the green stuff underneath. Well, didn't do a very good job clearly, but yeah, I just had extra green paint, green mash, so I just threw it underneath anyway. But yes, really like how this one's turned out. I think that's a proper nice job. And with this one I painted it all orange. And yeah, it was the same sort of techniques and colours that I've used. And I've used a bit of that turquoise just to add in a few little streaks here and there, just to give it that really worn, oxidized metal look. And yeah, I mean, it's not the best rust job, but I think it gives it enough texture and personality. And of course, to get all this kind of texture and effect, you're just kind of stippling on the orange on top. But yes, this kit, I highly recommend it. Now, I've not made up the lobster cages yet, or whatever these things are, but I'll do them at some other point. So, that's all I've got for you today, I'm afraid. But thanks again for watching, and bye.